twos, whoever gets stuck with that person is screwed. Okay? So twos are too small. Sorry, and so threes are the chance that you get with somebody who doesn't want to be here for just cut in half. You get fours or fives, it's just a matter of airtime. Anything over 5 is too many. 6 is places for people to hide. So the 3s and 4s are nice. I don't want to give people a place to hide. I assume if they're in the room, they're here for a reason, even if they're... So one other thought. Once you structure the small group, drop the question, let it go. We don't want facilitated small group discussions because they might go well. And if they go well, what I learn is, damn, now I need a facilitator every time I want to talk to some people. Got it? So I'd rather have an unfacilitated, lousy conversation than a facilitated great one, because we're trying to reduce people's dependency. And so you don't need to worry. We're not on... So that's just the thought. So that's why a leadership is a convening function that structures communities, ways of being together, with some ground rules about the formation of the small group, and then some questions that are personal and anxiety-provoking enough that they create space for people to show up. When people say, what do you mean? Yes.
Excuse me, we're going to need to probably reconfigure them because we'll become a 2 in a few minutes when she leaves. So
okay, would you like somebody from before join them? There you go, right there. Now that's an act of citizenship. Now the other thing is, anybody has to leave early, there's a methodology for that. So, because when people leave early, they leave an emptiness, they leave a hole. And so you can't let them sneak out in the night. So if you're an introvert like me and you leave early, you don't tell anybody. You say, excuse me, I'll be right back. And then I'm going out for a cigarette. Be back. So you ask people, if you leave early, let us know so we can just say goodbye. Got it? So here's got the ground rules. Okay, needs, you got that. Don't be helpful, substitute help. Curiosity for help, some interest. And then here's the questions. Now these are an ascending level of anxiety. So I like giving people a choice about how anxious they want to be. All right? And so pick the 1 or 2 questions that seems right for you. Resentment one is a picture. It's fun. What's the resentment nobody knows about? As soon as I speak it out loud, something happens to my relationship to that resentment. Here's what I'm unwilling to forgive. As soon as I tell you what I'm unwilling to forgive, my relationship to my unforgivingness shifts. And so there is, in the name, something starts to happen that doesn't need to be managed. It'll work on its own. These things work on us. And that's the power of the community. It's in the naming of things that they start to shift. So take about 10 minutes.
What's the second one?
The second one here is, what's the no you've been postponing? Let me read them again. What doubts do you have about anything coming out of this? What's the no you've been putting off? All right? And that fact I've been putting the no off is what keeps me from making a commitment. So it's not that I have trouble pulling the trigger, it's just that I have trouble saying no. All right? So the idea of... The third one is, what's the yes you no longer mean? Well, I'm somebody that always keeps my word. Give me a break. You can't go through life fulfilling all your promises. All right? Unless you're making really small promises. Then you can do it. Second one, what's the forgiveness I'm unwilling to offer? What's the resentment nobody knows? So talk now, 10 minutes, talk fast. Do it now, act as if you understand this. And feign some enthusiasm for this assignment.